Welcome to our two-part special report from Aquus Property Group. We're examining the Sydney and London property markets. Both of these enormous cities have seen huge capital growth over the past 12 months, from what we feel are from the very same factors. But the news is not always good. Affordability is becoming a bigger and bigger issue in both of these cities. We're going to examine this affordability issue and make some suggestions as to ways that could help alleviate these concerns. Firstly, let's take a look into the facts around both of these major cities. London, London, London. Home to over 8 million people from all corners of the globe. It is the cultural melting pot of England. The previous year has seen London's home values rise by a staggering 18%. That is double the growth rate of the entire nation. Sydney, the largest city in Australia. Home to over 4.5 million people from all corners of the globe. It is also the cultural melting pot of Australia. The previous year has seen Sydney perform extremely well, and it has been the standout performer of the Australian capital cities. Home values in Sydney have risen by 17%, which is 1.5 times greater than the growth rates across the entire nation. The official interest rate sent by the Bank of England is currently 0.5%. It has fallen to this record low after the GFC. The banking system in England started in 1694, and it is since that time that this is the lowest interest rate they've ever had. That's right, it's the lowest in 320 years. As far as Australia goes, our official interest rate is 2.5%, which is also the lowest rate that's ever been set by the Reserve Bank ever. The issue of affordability is hitting both Sydney and London in a big way, and this issue is growing exponentially. You see, the problem with affordability is that it is twofold. It prices people out of the market to purchase, and at the other end of the scale, it prices people out of the rental market who can no longer tenant properties due to the prices. We're seeing a slow price growth in London, which is a good thing, but experts are suggesting that it's hit an affordability cap. Essentially, people are no longer able to pay the prices that are demanded for these properties. At the same time, the consequence of this is an increase in homelessness. In the last 4 years, there has been a 26% increase in homelessness across England. The amount of people sleeping rough in London alone has increased by 75%. Reasons for this are suggested that there's a decrease in welfare and benefits and a huge lack of affordable housing. As far as Australia goes, our housing prices are some of the most expensive in the world, in particular on two measurements. The first being house price versus household income, with the third most expensive in the world. As far as house prices versus rental prices, we're the fifth most expensive in the world. This has led to a deterioration in society with an increase in homelessness also. In recent months, both Australia and England have received warnings from the International Monetary Fund. This is the world's financial regulator, and the IMF does not hand out warnings lightly. The reason that they've handed this warning out is due to the affordability issues that are looming for both countries. Something needs to be done about this. Affordability is measured by calculating the median house price against the median household income in any given area or city. It is essentially calculating whether the average Australian income can pay for the average Australian house. The Australian dream, if you will. Something that we've grown up believing in, which unfortunately is slipping away for many, many Australians. As you can see, London is now the 10th least affordable city in the world, with homes costing over 7 times the average income. Sydney's even worse. It is now the 4th most expensive place on the planet to buy a house based on income, with the average home costing 9 times the average household income. This is a stark reality, and something we will look into further in part 2. In the meantime, have a wonderful week. I'm Sonntag from Aquus Property Group.